If Ethereum and Monero had a baby, Secret Network would be that baby. It's got smart contracts like Ethereum and hardcore privacy like Monero. It's really quite different from all the other layer 1 blockchains out there. I decided to check it out because some of y'all asked me to, and what I found was fascinating. Like, did you know that they have secret NFTs? These are NFTs where only a select group of people can see them, and you can also bid on them without revealing your wallet information. I don't think any other blockchain lets you do this currently, but Secret Network already has a $1 billion market cap, so we're running out of time to get in early. That's why I made this video, to share with you the most important points that I found, so we can answer the burning question: is Secret Network worth the hype? Well, to best answer that question, we gotta start at their origin story, because Secret Network had quite the strange beginning. Their origins can be traced back to a project called Enigma. This was a privacy-focused layer 2 network built on Ethereum. They did an ICO back in 2017, where they raised $45 million, but alas, the SEC came for them during the Great ICO Purge, and they had to shut things down. But the community didn't want to give up all the research and work they've done. So they decided to start a new project called Secret Network, which was way more decentralized than before. Instead of having one core team run everything, this was going to be a distributed effort, with many independent groups contributing to the protocol. But what exactly is Secret Network anyways? Well, imagine your typical layer 1 blockchain, but with a healthy dose of privacy. That's Secret Network. They keep the overall state of their network private, as well as the inputs and outputs of smart contracts. It's the total opposite of Ethereum, where everything is public knowledge and viewable on the ledger. But when we talk about privacy, most people think of Monero or Zcash, two of the largest privacy projects out there. But Secret Network isn't like either of them, because those two are more focused on peer-to-peer payments, whereas Secret brings privacy to the application layer. This means that you can do all your typical DeFi stuff in a private manner. But who really cares though? Like, what are the concrete benefits to this privacy stuff? Well, I think there are 3 strong benefits to consider. First is that we would get a lot more transaction privacy. And while you and I may not care that much, a lot of people don't get into crypto because there's not enough privacy. Take whales, for example. Right now we can track every move they make on the blockchain. There's even tools out there like Nansen that help us track their wallets. But a lot of big investors don't want everything to be public knowledge. They want the secrecy that the traditional finance space gives them. So perhaps with more privacy, big investors would be more willing to come into crypto. As for the second benefit, it's that we don't have to worry about MEV or miner extractable value anymore. I won't go too deep here, but essentially miners and validators can manipulate transactions in their block to extract profit at the expense of users. One example of this is called a sandwich attack, where miners essentially front run you when you're trying to swap a token, and then they turn around and sell it to generate some risk-free profit. This is a thorny problem that many blockchains are trying to solve, but in the Secret Network, you don't even have to worry about it, because transaction data is completely hidden from validators, so they can't front run you even if they wanted to. But I think the biggest benefit of them all is all the new use cases that this enables. Take NFTs for example. Secret Network lets you do things like hide ownership of certain NFTs, or control who gets to see what. Collectors can now spin up invite-only viewing galleries for their NFTs, and artists can now create a collection without revealing their financial activity to the world. You can also do sealed bid auctions, where the details of each bid are kept private, and then the highest bidder wins. These are just a few examples I found, but you can imagine all the new use cases that are now possible when you add privacy to the mix. So we've established that this privacy is great, but now the question becomes, how do they achieve this privacy? Well, they do so through their unique architecture and fascinating technology. But before we get there, a quick shout out to our video sponsors, Polyswarm. They are a cutting-edge cybersecurity company that helps users detect emerging malware. I'm talking about the malware that's so new that your typical antivirus cannot detect it. How they do this is quite interesting. They've built a network of different threat detection engines, and they essentially crowdsource the entire detection process. When you upload a file to their site, it uses an advanced algorithm called Polyscore, which tells you how likely it is to be malware. This marketplace is powered by their Nectar token, NCT. But that use case is just the beginning, because there's so much more coming this year. For example, they are working on a browser extension that will reward everyday users for the cybersecurity data that we generate. We'll be able to earn NCT tokens passively by just browsing the web from our mobile phone or computer. Oh, and by the way, NCT was just listed on Coinbase a few months ago. So if you're curious to learn more, go check them out using my links below. Alright, back to Secret Network. So their architecture looks something like this. There's two different types of code here, untrusted versus trusted. Untrusted is just the code that doesn't need to be private. For example, their Cosmos SDK code and their Tendermint consensus algorithm. That stuff doesn't need to be hidden because it's all standard anyways. But on the other hand, there's the trusted code, which is any dApp or smart contract where you want to keep some things private. Secret Network uses something called Trusted Execution Environments, or TEE. These are like black boxes for computing encrypted data. This is not only for crypto, by the way. You can find TEEs in many real-world devices, such as smartphones or video game consoles. Inside these TEEs, you can execute smart contracts and keep everything private and encrypted, even to the validators who are executing the transactions. These special environments guarantee that the code and data inside of it are protected from outside viewing. The only way to view things is through special viewing keys, which the end user controls. This approach of using TEEs is quite different from other approaches out there. Secret even requires their validators to run specialized hardware in order to operate their network. So just remember, when it comes to achieving privacy, trusted execution environments are key for Secret Network. Now, you probably guessed this already, but of course they have a token. It's called Secret with ticker symbol SCRT. Something that may surprise you is that this is not a privacy coin like Monero, because you can see all the secret transactions on their block explorer. The Secret Network itself supports private token transactions and private smart contracts, but its native token is just your typical layer 1 token. It's used for paying gas fees, for staking, and for governance as well. Currently, there's around 160 million Secret tokens, but there's no maximum cap. Secret has perpetual inflation, and the rate of inflation depends on how much is staked at any given time. Right now, they have around 63% of their total supply staked. When you stake, you do get a cut of their block rewards, but part of that goes to the Secret Foundation as well. Their market cap was around $100 million back in mid-2021, but they've done a 10x since then, and now they're sitting at $1 billion at time of shooting. I realize that this makes Secret a large cap project already, and some of y'all prefer smaller, more under the radar projects. Well, fortunately, there are a lot of them inside their ecosystem for you to check out. For example, Secret Swap is their AMM DEX, and the corresponding token is called CFI, that only has a market cap of $15 million. Then there's Sienna Network, which is both a DEX and a lending protocol. Their token is called Sienna, and its market cap is also around $15 million. Next, there's the Shade protocol, which is building an entire suite of DeFi products. Their first product is their algo stablecoin called Silk. This works in conjunction with their Shade token to form a similar system as what Luna and UST does. And finally, there's Shinobi, a protocol that lets you bridge over Bitcoin to the Secret Network and generate secret Bitcoin. Their ticker symbol is SNB, and I couldn't find their market cap data. That's how early it is. These are just a few ecosystem projects that I wanted to spotlight, but there's more coming out constantly, so be sure to keep your eyes out if you're looking for early opportunities. By now, you're probably super bullish and ready to ape into Secret Network. But hold your horses, because we haven't even touched on their weaknesses yet. Specifically, I found 3 main weaknesses worth dissecting. 1, they are quite centralized, as you might expect. They only have 70 validators right now, and there's actually a hard cap on the number of validators that there can be. Additionally, the majority of the stake is delegated to the top validators. That's kind of concerning, because those validators have the power to collude and attack the network if they wanted to. The second weakness is that Secret is facing a lot of competition from all sorts of angles in the privacy space. In terms of other privacy-focused layer 1s, you have Oasis, Fala, Darrow, and Haven. These all offer their own forms of privacies with unique approaches. And if we zoom out a bit, Secret also competes with Ethereum-based privacy solutions such as Railgun. And if we zoom out even more, you can even consider mixers such as Tornado Cash or privacy coins such as Monero and Zcash as their competitors. So point is, there's a lot of different approaches when it comes to privacy, and we'll have to wait and see if Secret Network can win out in this niche. But even if it does win out, my biggest concern is that privacy is just a tough sector to be in. This past bull cycle was especially tough on privacy-related projects. They lagged other niches noticeably in terms of price performance. I'm not really surprised given that governments around the world have started to dip their toes into crypto. And as a result, many exchanges have delisted privacy coins in order to comply with anti-money laundering regulations. So I'm wondering, will these next-gen privacy projects be able to succeed where their predecessors failed? Or will they continue to lag behind other sectors, thus making Secret Network not that enticing of an opportunity? These are all important questions you gotta ask before deciding to invest. But fortunately, Secret does seem to be on the right track, because they've been making serious moves this past year. They've gone all in on interoperability, enabling their IBC bridge with the Cosmos ecosystem. Through that, they've brought over UST from Terra into the Secret Network. They've also built several bridges to Ethereum, BSC, Monero, and more. Recently, they've announced a massive $400 million ecosystem fund, which came with new investors such as Alameda Research, Defiance Capital, etc. So these brand name VCs clearly gave Secret Network a vote of confidence. So my question is, should we? Let me know what you think about this. And also be sure to check out this video where I dissect Near Protocol, or this one where I break down Algorand. See ya!